It's 5:59 on this Tuesday morning, and right now we want to get a check of this morning's top stories.
We'll start with new numbers showing growing support for the impeachment inquiry. The CNN poll found
The Geiger murder trial will continue deliberating this morning. Authorities charged the former Dallas police officer with killing her neighbor, Botham John, inside his apartment last year. She claims she mistook his apartment for her own. Prosecutors say her defense is, quote, garbage.
2 years ago today, a gunman opened fire on the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas. The attacks left 58 people dead. The Las Vegas community and local organizations are planning a sunrise ceremony and a candlelight vigil. They'll also unveil a tribute to the victims.
Well, this is the last day for the Democratic presidential candidates to qualify for the October 15th DNC debate. Now, based on ABC News analysis, 12 candidates have currently qualified for the fourth debate, which will broadcast from Otterbein University in Ohio.
It is officially October. It's Tuesday, October 1st, 2019. 12 News This Morning continues right now.
Leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News This Morning.
October 1st. Hard to believe. We start with the fog that's rolling in on this Tuesday morning. We're taking a live look outside, and now it's starting to clear out. There are storms on the way.
That's right. This is an alert day. Lindsay, you're saying that even though it's not raining now, you need to put the rain gear in the car this morning.
Yes, because even though some areas aren't seeing a lot of activity, I mean, there are some that definitely have some thunder. That is something that I'm really concerned about because the ground is already pretty saturated from previous rains. So I'm really keeping an eye on that.
All right, so just got to pack the rain gear for later in the day for the ride home. Thank you.
Traffic Watch 12 now. Let's get to Matt Salemi. He is in News Chopper 12. Matt, what are you seeing this morning there on I-41?
We're looking pretty good right now. We got dry pavement here along 41 north and southbound. Headlights northbound, taillights south here at Watertown Plank Road. And right now, we got busy but moving well at this point. So that's what you're going to find as you head out the door this morning. Relatively light volume and full freeway speeds. And right now, we are crash-free on the system. I'll let you know if that changes.
All right, good news there. Thank you.
All right, let's pull up the Traffic Watch map right now, see our system-wide computer. We're not seeing any major delays, as Matt mentioned. The only thing popping up on the map is a police investigation, and we want to get to that breaking news right now.
Right, that's exactly where Hannah is, the scene of a double shooting.
Yeah, and police have confirmed at least one person has died.
Yeah, Sheldon and Adrian, they just released much of the scene here at 38th and June.
Family there, and again, this is coming after a really violent weekend in Milwaukee already, Hannah. Thank you.
And a busy morning for first responders in our area. We've got more breaking news to tell you about. An apparent drunk driving chase and crash. Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies say they tried to pull over a suspected drunk driver on 94 after 3 o'clock this morning or so. They say the car took off, crashing into a hill at Holly Road. Driver then made a run for it. Several local and state police agencies helped search the area around the VA cemetery and hospital, but they did not find him.
It is 6:04. The Brewers take on the Nationals tonight.
Yes, we are counting down to the first pitch, Eden. It is at 7:08.
Tonight is a big night. Tonight will decide the team's postseason fate. The team took part in the workout yesterday. The wild card game format is one and done, but the Brew Crew says they are ready. 7:08 our time. So get a snack and watch the game.
There you go. It's a good one, too.
Or in our situation, a nap.
A nap and then stay up late past our bedtime.
Thanks, Eden.
All right, new TSA rules requiring a so-called real ID to board a plane will take effect a year from today. Starting October 1st, 2020, people must show a real ID or passport to fly or access any federal facility. The real ID is a little star on our licenses. We can get them at the Wisconsin DOT offices. They will host a news conference this afternoon to explain how all of this is going to work out and what we need to know before getting the real ID. Also starting today, it's going to cost us a little bit more to register our cars. Wisconsin's annual registration fees will increase from $75 to $85. For trucks, it's going to go up to $100. New vehicle title fees will increase from $69.50 to $164.50. The state also added a $75 annual surcharge for hybrid vehicle owners. Changes are part of the state budget passed by lawmakers earlier.
At the anniversary of the country's communist government.
12 News Time 6:07. Milwaukee is getting nearly $6 million from the federal government to help with the city's lead crisis. That grant money is coming from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. City leaders will gather this morning at the Chavez Clinic to talk about this grant. Governor Evers says Wisconsin is one of the top 10 states for lead-poisoned children. Video captured the moment an elk attacked a woman at a Colorado park.
That's right. 12 News spoke with a Wisconsin man. He swooped in here to help.
Those bulls are, you never know what they're going to do. So I hope I help someone.
This happened last Thursday. Wildlife officials say a camera's flash aggravated the animal. The elk knocked a woman to the ground. That's when a park employee stepped in, or rather drove in. Racine County native Brian Berg drove his truck into the path of the charging elk to block the attack.
Got in between them because, I figured I was safer in the truck than that lady on the ground. And yeah, you just got to get in between those big boys.
And thank goodness he did. The Waterford Union High School graduate says he also had to intervene just the day before. So when we saw that video in the newsroom, someone pointed out he's wearing a Brewers hat. We need to call him. He's probably from here. So
glad we got in touch with him.
Yes, he did a great thing there. A highway road rage brawl in Chicago.
Yeah, and it was all caught on camera. This highway confrontation. We'll show you more of this video coming up.
And the heartwarming invitation to a homecoming dance that is going viral this morning. We love this story. We'll be right back.
Todd, we're replacing on WISN 12 News.
A bill proposing legal weed in Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin have consistently supported that through referendum, so I think it's a great idea.
Why the Republican who supports it says it's not likely to pass.
An elevator out and seniors stranded in their 3-story building.
I can't go downstairs. I can't get out of my room.
Why they might be stuck for at least another week.
And initially, the school district said no, but a tribute to a murdered teen will happen tonight in Kenosha. Reports of extra security. 12 News is live. First tonight, legal weed in Wisconsin. There's a new move this evening to legalize medical marijuana.
Yeah, state lawmakers introduced their plan in Madison today, and as 12 News' Kent Wainscott reports, there's something very different about this bill.
With public support for legal suspects.
The tribute for a murdered Kenosha student will happen tonight at Bradford High School. Cheerleading team will perform a special routine at tonight's football game in honor of 15-year-old Kaylee Juga. Caroline Reinwald joins us live. And Caroline, the school district initially said no to this tribute.
Yeah, they initially wanted to remain neutral because the charged suspect in this case also
a community to share and keep her memory alive.
And there was certainly a lot of back and forth this week over that decision. Caroline, when is this tribute happening tonight, though?
So the cheerleading squad is going to be performing their tribute at halftime on the football field here down the road. They're going to have a separate tribute at 6:30 with 300 motorcycles escorted by police.
All right, Caroline Reinwald reporting live tonight in Kenosha. Thank you. A gun at Brown Deer Middle and High School led to the arrest of 4 teenagers. Police say a school staff member spotted one of the teens waving a gun inside of a car in a parking lot yesterday. Police pulled that car over and they found a BB gun and marijuana inside. Police arrested the 4 teenagers in that car and cited them.
Senior citizens stranded in their own apartments. Lightning struck their building last. Victims have not been released, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
There won't be a trial for an Illinois man facing charges in a crash that killed a doctor, dentist, and nurse from the same family in Kenosha County. 40-year-old Timothy Vanderveer pled guilty to 3 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. That's after a judge rejected his no contest plea. State dismissed 9 other counts against him. Prosecutors say Vanderveer had a blood alcohol level 4 times the legal limit when he slammed into a Jeep in April, killing Dr. Michael Rizzo, his brother, dentist Vincent Rizzo, and Vincent's wife, Mary, who is a nurse. A judge will sentence Vanderveer in November. Funeral arrangements are set for a Milwaukee police officer. 56-year-old Mark Lentz died from health-related issues, although the exact cause is undetermined. Lentz got hurt in an on-duty crash 2 years ago. There will be a public visitation Thursday at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., followed by the funeral. There's also a memorial fund with TCF Bank.
A top Wisconsin Republican says the Democrats' red flag bill on gun violence is not going to pass the legislature.
The red flag stuff, I think, in Wisconsin.
On up front. Clock is ticking. Only a few days of summer left, and it still felt like summer today.
Yeah, I got to savor it while it lasts. Mark, rain is on the way.
It is. It's our last summer weekend, but that doesn't mean we're done with summer weather. And yes, some rain is on the way, but let me be clear. It is not going to rain all weekend. You have a chance to get outside. One of those chances is right now. Look at how nice it is out there. Temperature coming in at 74 degrees. A live look from Discovery World into downtown Milwaukee. It's a little on the sticky side, no doubt, but you know what? This time of year, this is pretty good stuff. Temperature-wise, we're hanging out in the upper 60s pretty much throughout the overnight hours, and it is on the warm side. All right, we're going to time out that rain, when you can get outside, when you'll need your umbrella, coming up in a couple minutes in Weather Watch 12.
We'll see you then. Coming up, a big announcement from the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
Plus, the major makeover for one of Milwaukee's most historic buildings.
And a local school president getting some high praise from the NFL. Why the Packers chose to honor him during this Sunday's game.
And tonight at 10, a Mount Pleasant officer cleared in the shooting death of an 18-year-old. The officer's body camera never turned on. Coming up, the new push to recall the Racine district attorney.
And a toxic cocktail in your tap water? The 22 cancer-causing chemicals that researchers say they found. That's tonight at 10 after a brand new 2020 right here on WISN 12.
WISN. Anyway.
Now on WISN 12 News.
3 people killed in a fire at a Fond du Lac group home. The reason the fire chief says it's one of the worst fires he's ever seen.
New gun law proposals from Governor Evers and state Democrats.
Milwaukee has 67 homicides to date. How does this legislation help the situation in Milwaukee?
I think red flag laws help in every situation.
Just ahead, who could decide to take guns from those who pose a threat, plus the opposition it's facing.
And the real identity of a John Doe suspect in Waukesha County Court is no longer a mystery. Coming up next, who he is and the questions that still remain. And we begin with breaking news tonight. A gas main break evacuates part of Milwaukee's Lower East Side. We're taking a live picture from Van Buren in State, a few blocks east of MSOE. That's where contractors were told hit a gas main in the middle of the intersection shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
And we can see some of those workers are still there. Fire crews also responded to the scene. They have evacuated the surrounding area just as a precaution. Police on the scene told 12 News that the area is expected to be closed for a while, so keep that in mind if you have to drive through here.
Having one person die in a fire is bad enough. Having 3 is awful.
Our big story tonight, a massive fire inside of a group home left 3 people dead.
Flames tore through the Fond du Lac house this morning. As 12 News' Hillary Mintz reports, the fire chief says this is one of the worst fires he has ever seen. Medical examiner is performing autopsies on the 3 victims from this morning's fire. Their identities have not yet been released.
More breaking news at this hour. A report of a student with a gun forced the lockdown of Sheboygan South High School late this afternoon. Police say they got that call shortly after 2 this afternoon. When they arrived, officers couldn't find any evidence of someone with a gun or the caller. Investigators think this was all a hoax.
New tonight, Democrats in Madison introduced 2 major gun law reforms. The proposals come following several mass shootings. As 12 News' Terry Sater reports, Republicans are already calling the measures anti-gun and law enforcement contracts.
More breaking news into our newsroom. An 8th person has now died from a vaping-related lung disease. Health officials in Missouri just identified that victim as a St. Louis man in his 40s. Well, earlier today, the CDC reported 530 people have gotten sick with a lung disease related to vaping. Wisconsin now has 48 confirmed cases, plus another 13 cases under investigation.
Thank you.
New tonight, there's a new plan to keep Milwaukee County buses running. County Executive Chris Abele announced plans to redirect more than $4 million to restore bus routes. The 10 bus routes, including all freeway flyers, were originally on the chopping block in next year's budget proposal. The money will come from an increase in property tax revenue dedicated to transit.
Well, most of the rain stayed away from us today, but it is still sticky out there. Mark, there is more muggy weather on the way.
Very un-September-like weather continues across southeastern Wisconsin. Live look outside. We do have some clouds overhead in Milwaukee, but look out to the west of us. We're seeing a little more clearing there. A sprinkle or 2 is possible in the next hour or so, especially over the southern sections of Milwaukee County. So rolling in right now through West Milwaukee, through South Milwaukee, extending its way through Cudahy as well. This is, again, not much more than a sprinkle or 2. The majority of us staying dry, and that will continue as we head into the evening hours. Temperatures gradually getting a little cooler into the 60s, but still well above average. How long that trend continues coming up on Weather Watch 12.
All right, thank you. A former doctor who performed abortions is accused of preserving more than 2,200 fetal remains.
The new search tonight for more possible remains. We'll talk about the area investigators are targeting.
And massive flooding in parts of Texas coming up. A look at the damage and the number of people who needed rescuing after the remnants of Tropical Storm a tropical storm that is, dumped as much as 40 inches of rain.
Be the first to know when news breaks. Download the WISN 12 News app right now.